All right, so you want to train your construction workers so they actually know what they're doing. They're not going to shoot a nail into their hand and, totally paint the wrong color on the wall. Stay tuned. I've got 5 different steps on how to train your construction workers. So, number 1, you've got a new guy. He just started. Maybe he's experienced, maybe not. I don't know, right? So the first thing you want to do is skills assessment and aptitude. I mean, you should have some idea of what they're capable of from the resume and the interviews that you've done. I really hope so anyways. But yeah, you want to do a skills assessment and aptitude test right off the bat. Pretty much just get them on site, ask them to do a few tasks or ask them how they would do certain tasks and have like a checklist of different things. No one size fits all. You're going to get guys who are, super quick and like a bull in a china shop. They just want to get in there, start nailing stuff together, start putting pipes in and running wires or whatever you do. And then you're going to get those guys who are super meticulous and reserved and got to plan everything out and set up their station and think things through and like take their time. So figure out what kind of worker they are and what their background experience is before you get started with your training, because then you're not going to be wasting your time and their time. So that's number 1. Number 2, numero dos, checklist. So get a checklist of like an onboarding training for them. So where are you going to start? What are the different things that you need to talk with them about as far as training? This could be like specific skills training or just like more general training of like, what's on the job site, health and safety, who the different people are, stuff like that. And you want to set out some goals for them. So let them know, hey, you know what, like our goal with this training is that within 1 week or 2 weeks, you know where everything is. You can come to site, pretty much get started through the day. You can use the systems that we have of like what your tasks are for the day. So that's the goal for 1 week. 3 months from now, if all goes well, I'm hoping that you will be able to, do these different things. Depending where they're starting, obviously that's going to matter where they work, where they end up. But this like sets some expectations for them, but it also helps them to realize like, hey, this company is interested in training me and helping me succeed with like learning new skills and hiring, leveling up. If you want to have some fun with it and even like incentivize it, like, like video games, which everybody loves, myself included, set out some different levels. So you got like, whatever, skilled carpenter level 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously there's going to be like the actual designation training for like carpentry or like electricians, plumbers, and all that stuff. But you could have your own, internal specific levels of like, hey, once you reach this, this level, you will do an assessment and you'll probably get a raise at that point. If you're turning out well and after 1, 2 years, whatever, you've reached this level of aptitude and you want to take that leap into being a site foreman, that path is available to you. So it lets them be incentivized and also motivated that there is possibilities that they could progress their career through your company. So that's number 2, is get your checklist in place and go through those steps with them. Number 3, coaching, right? You are a leader in your business. You're a coach. You are helping them on more than just learning skills, right? I should say maybe most, but a lot of construction business owners, they're like, I just want the guy to be able to like frame a wall and know how to do that without me having to tell them, right? And to do it quickly, obviously. And that's what they want to train them for. But there is a lot of other stuff that needs to be trained as far as culture, not just skills. So train them in the culture of how they should be showing up on site, how they should be communicating, how they should be cleaning up after themselves, how they should be a leader themselves when they are in a position of hiring or training new people. So there's a lot of other stuff just besides like apart from skills that they need to be trained in so that you have a vibrant and healthy culture and also that they're in a good mental state. So it's number 3. Moving on, you're with me. Number 4, I'll be sharing with you like the biggest waste of time that I ever did with training employees. So that's coming up shortly. Just hold on for that. Training process over procedure. So what do I mean by this? Process, procedure, same thing, right? Kinda, but not really. So a process is more like an overview of like, this is the way we do it. These are the big steps. A procedure is like, very detailed, you know, put square A into square slot B, turn crank 1, put in wires, you know, black wire here. So obviously if you're like dismantling a bomb, you want a procedure because you don't want to blow yourself up. If you are painting a wall, a process is fine, right? You know, like get out your supplies, make sure the paint is the right color, start applying, you know, cut in the corners, roll the wall, whatever. I'm not a painter, I've done it a few times, but you get the idea, right? If you get too detailed, and I find a lot of people want to do this, and myself included when I started, I was like, I got a framing company, I'm gonna like have this awesome procedure that's gonna teach them exactly everything, give them that thing, and they'll be like, you know, better than me in a week, right? It doesn't work that way, right? They're gonna have their own pace, they're gonna have their own idea, maybe they have some other training that they've done that you need to kind of like untrain them, or that maybe is even better than what you've done. So a process, at least that the steps are in place, but not everything's so detailed that it's like robotic and they need to follow some heavy set of, you know, steps to actually just do something that doesn't need that much detail. You have a much easier time. So that's what I mean by train, have a process over a procedure. And once you have a process, you can always start to detail that out to make a procedure if you really need it. Usually you don't. So the big blunder that I made is I thought, like I said, like I was gonna make something detailed. So I made all these like beautiful things. I started making videos of myself, like I think I was framing a landing, and we were in a basement. It was like muddy, and it was not a fun experience. I had one of my employees who was videoing me, and I was like trying to like explain how to nail together a landing in the mud. And I was thinking like, I hope this is the last time that I need to do this like this, because I've got the video. Never used the video. Didn't work out. I didn't know what I was doing with creating the video, and it just wasn't effective. I got a much better way I'm gonna be sharing with you just shortly. So number 5, training videos. So I'm gonna give you a whole one on training videos here, and why I think you should have training videos and how you can make them effective. So this is the last step of the training process. Videos are quick and easy. They may seem daunting at first. Once you've done a few though, it becomes easier and easier. And nowadays with your phone, they have amazing video quality. Very easy to capture a video. It does not have to be high production. This is internal, you know, teaching videos for your people. It does not have to be crazy high production. And it doesn't even have to be your video, right? All that kind of training stuff, as far as like how to nail boards together, how to run wire, how to clean, you know, landscape a yard. Guaranteed there's a YouTube videos for all that stuff that you could easily have a category or links to, and just give them to your employees and be like, hey, check out these videos. I'd like you to go through these because I think it'd be good information for you to know, and it'll help you on site. You do not need to make them all yourself. And also you can make videos while you work. So in hindsight, after I think that was like 7 years ago when phone cameras sucked, so you couldn't do it. So I actually had to have like a camcorder. But nowadays, like if you're on site and let's say you got a wall that you want to frame together, you could easily have one of your employees who actually knows like how to take a video decently without jittering it everywhere, or set up a tripod or whatever, and just have you building a wall. So you're building a wall, so you're actually getting production done. Second, you're training someone at the same time. So hey, 2 for 1, right? Nail your wall together, chalk it, square it, put your sheeting on, whatever you gotta do, stand it up, get all the guys there, nail it down on your chalk line, and maybe even like put it at like 1.5 speed so that they can just like see like and it's easy, right? That's one example. Another example is Zoom. So don't want to overload you here, but if you use Zoom and you're training like office admin or like a virtual assistant or freelancer on how to do something, it's actually very easy. Do a screen share and just do like, hey, these are folders. This is how you go into Google Drive. These are the documents that you need to find. Move these numbers over here. Go to this website or use this program. You can share your screen, walk them through it, just pretty much while you're doing the tasks that you normally do every day. Once you have that in place, put it in the training videos, and now you have that, you know, that whole procedure and process set out, exactly how you do it. They can watch it and see it, rewind it, they can fast forward it, whatever they need. It's actually very easy, and you don't have to go and write out processes and procedures, and people hate reading those things, right? Like, oh, what's this, what's that? Much better system, so much easier. Again, you want help with any of this, reach out to me. Link in the description below. Free course for you, how to start systematizing your business, how to start building those processes and procedures, doing it the right way, the easy way, the efficient way without wasting a whole bunch of time like I used to do. So check that out. Here's to the best with hiring and training your amazing construction workers.